be on the line. Okay. Hi, everybody.
Hey,
Hi.
y'all.
Hi, Facebook. Hi, YouTube. Hi, Backstage.
Yes, we
Hi.
here.
Hi, everybody.
We here.
We're
I'm sorry.
here. We're having a day. So Dave Figueroa, Didi, and I are having quite a day. For those of you
We
that do
are.
not know me for whatever reason, if you're on the Black Trans Prayer Book, or if you're on the one of the Facebook or YouTube lives, that's either under mine or Dane's names, we should hopefully be acquainted. But my name is Jay Mesa III. I use he and his pronouns.
I'm Lady Dane Figueroa Aditi. My pronouns are she, her, hers.
Yeah. And today we would love to present for TransVisible / Articulate. We are going to be presenting the Black Trans Prayer Book. And so that means that we have 5 of our contributors today, in addition to ourselves, that are going to be sharing all kinds of work that is going to range from poems to music to some pieces from the book itself. And we're just excited to have y'all join us. Yeah.
Yes, we are. If you don't know, what I'm doing right now is I'm actually looking through my poems to make sure I have the pages in order. Since Mace is going to make me go first tonight. Can you believe that, y'all? Everybody who see us perform know that normally Mace go first,
Exactly.
and then I go second.
Exactly. And so, inshallah, so today the lovely Dame Figueroa Didi has offered herself to be first for us today.
I didn't do that. I said I ain't gonna do it. And then Mace was like, oh, okay, well, you know, and I said, oh, okay. And I said, what's gonna happen if I'm gonna go first? And Mace said, oh, you gonna go first? I said, yeah, I'm gonna go first. It's also a comedy show. We're gonna be joyful tonight, okay? Because our sorrow is not more sacred than our joy.
Exactly.
And so we're gonna have fun tonight, y'all.
Exactly.
Okay.
And yeah, and so what I just want to say before Dame performs is, if y'all, just like I said, if y'all following us on the social medias, you should already know both of us. But just in case you don't already know, the amazing lady Dame Figueroa Didi, who is a writer. So she's an author, she's a poet, she's a playwright. She just got her first Helen Hayes Award. So can we give it up for her getting her first Helen Hayes Award?
Oh my goodness, I did. I did just win my, oh my goodness, I did. I just won my first Helen Hayes. Yes, I did. Oh my, thank you. Yeah.
Yes. So she's a singer. She is everything. So she has written like no less than 13 books in the last 7 years. She is the kind of artist that does so many different genres, so many different types of work. She's a choreographer that just, it kind of makes you look at your life and be like, what else could I be doing right now in this moment? Like, what else could I be doing? And so
you are so silly.
It's such a blessing to be a co-editor of the Black Trans Prayer Book with her and a co-director now of what is going to be our documentary on the Black Trans Prayer Book. And so I'm just excited to bring to the stage the lovely, the talented, the amazing, my sister in this life, Lady Dame Figueroa Ididi.
Thank you, Mace.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Hello. I know we is on StreamYard, Zoom, whatever it is, child. We on the Facebook lives and the YouTube lives. And so it's like, if we was in person, I'd be like, if it's your birthday, make some noise, some shit like that, right? But here we are in this digital age. So listen, if people don't know, Mace and I talk a lot, and we were having this conversation. And for some reason he said this line, like a white woman with high ceilings, right? And I was like, wait a second, you gonna use that in a book? And he said, no. And I said, okay, I'm gonna use that in the book. And so I have a new book coming out. It is called Infrastructure of a Nation. You should be able to pre-order it as of 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. And it should be out sometime this week. It's a book it has poems, prose, and ponderings, all about revolutions, rebirth, remembering how to love. It is a critique of colonization and white supremacy and U.S. imperialistic politics, etc., etc. And so I'm going to read a piece tonight From Infrastructure of a Nation, I read the other day on my Thursdays live, which was like I think about 2 weeks ago. I normally do a live every Thursday night at 8 p.m. on Instagram. And so this poem is the poem I wrote from thinking of this idea of a white woman with high ceilings, right? So here we go. She wakes with a sigh. The ennui of monotonous living is her biggest concern. She will spin with her thoughts an excuse for why she has a right to her indignation. Her day spins accompanied by the ghost of dying systems which dress her with pale hands and clothes gone with the wind. She washes her face in water stripped from the earth, pure as snow-covered pea. She brushes her teeth with a comb made from tiny hands in a land she thinks is less free than her own. Unfettered, of course, by the fact her self-indulgent opulence equals their oppression. She adorns her hair in whataboutism and anoints her tongue in white feminist rhetoric. She, the main beneficiary of supposed council culture, mourns a lack of civility as hands caked in blood from doing the work of white men touches the banister. She descends into her kitchen. A husband who believes like her is not here. Children who she raises to believe like her greet her not. As a figure moves, unseen to her colorblind eyes, for her eyes only see her white children. Her children who will wax poetic on how Black women were forced to give them milk from their breast. Her children who will then sit in Senate seats and pass legislation to attempt to keep the mother of humanity enslaved. Because to them, being of service to the realities of white men should be joyful work. She then walks out on the porch, staring out over all which she believes is her land that if you were to look close enough glistens red in the luminous teardrops spilled by the sun. And if you listen, you can hear the calls of enslaved Black people as they tend to the blood-soaked fields. She rocks back and forth, time melding, determined not to be her ancestors, but being her ancestors all the same. And she hears the cries of a woman her husband takes by force. She hears his threats, and she feels something stir. If you were to assume pity, you would be wrong. Born of her jealousy, it is akin to guilt, but even that seeps away too quickly, be replaced by rage. Because to her, even the pain of Black women, within it, she must be the victim. And the white woman clutches in her hand a fan, waving it back and forth as if it were to dispel the horrors of her people. And the sun screams against her skin, burning it a punishment for her hubris, and she sighs, rising from her chair, accosted by the chants and the wails and the cries for justice, demanding they be a little less loud, a little less mouthy, a little less antagonistic, a little more civil to her. For she thinks as she spits to the air that none of this is her fault. So she flees inside of her plantation that takes the form of an apartment or a roadhouse or a shed or a mansion or a castle or a country or a prison in her mind. And she rushes to clutch her white innocence that was never truly there, snatched from her long ago by dead white ancestors. And when she finds she cannot hold it, she screams that she has the right to be supreme because she was once poor, once knew what hungry was, once knew the dread of white men's hands forcing her into compliance. And she turns to the shadow that moves about her home, never truly seeing who the shadow is, but believing she has a right to the shadow's benefits all the same. And she reaches out for her medicine, gobbling complacency and complicity. She drinks it down with white victimhood. She goes to work advocating only for herself, believing her world is the only one worth advocating for, lamenting how she lacks the capacity to do anything else. She complains that the shadow is too loud as she goes about her business. She whispers a slur under her breath, and when the shadow turns towards her, she smiles, feigning absolution. She then turns on the television to a news station that caters to her pathology, proclaiming she isn't that bad, for saying all lives matter, for voting people into Congress who wish to enslave the masses, for saying blue lives matter, for calling the police on her delusions, but ending the lives of Black people, for lying about the little boy whistling at her, for the blood on her hands, for the privilege she inherited, for the privilege she enjoys, for the white hood her father wore, for the white hood her husband wears, for the white hood she wears but calls its devil's advocate, for not using the N-word but perpetuating systems of oppression all the same, for always centering herself, for being nice but not good, for the reparations she feels it is too hard to pay, for the reparations that, if she were honest, is simply inconvenient for her to pay, for the systems that benefit her but she says benefits non-white people, for white mediocrity, for genocide, for slavery, and an opulence that reeks of death. And she says to herself as she holds her pearls in her palm, "See, I'm not that bad." And then she rises from the couch, unencumbered by the presence of the figure whom she deems a shadow. And she smiles to herself and ascends the steps, bathing in white supremacy, believing its chill is warmth. And she smiles to herself, looking at her high ceilings as if they mean anything, as if the blood of Black indigenous peoples were not the glue holding its bricks together. And even if she did, she would smile again anyway, for to her, what are their deaths to the ignorance she feigns? And she smiles to herself. And the day proceeds. And at night, her husband, smelling of patriarchy, lays on top of her and dictates to her what a woman is. She does not fret or move, for while she speaks of women's libs, she believes herself a cage. She believes her womanhood a prison. She believes her home an encasement, because they have defined who she was for so long, she cannot imagine her life without them. For who is she without white supremacy, or the oppression she perpetuates, or the nooses she holds which masquerades as bootstraps? Who is she without her white womanhood to envision a reality of the home her compliance and complacency built? And when he is done, she crawls from the bed, smiling even as she weeps. And she passes by a room where lies a figure, whom she in her ignorance called a shadow, who was never a shadow, who is a Black woman, who has her own dreams and reality and pain. And yet the white woman, because she does not see color, doesn't think the Black woman's sorrow is worth considering. Because if whiteness knows anything, it is that it feels it should be centered in everything. And she goes into the kitchen and she pours herself a coffee and she laughs, proclaiming, "Oh, how joyous it is to be a white woman with high ceilings and the promise of the American dream." Thank you. All right, y'all. Well, that was my poem. I guess I'm just going to, invite the next performer to the stage. Everybody. Hold on, let me look at my list, y'all. Hold on, let me look at my list. Hold on. Let me look at my list. Oh, I see. All right. Everybody, welcome to the stage. One of the amazing contributors of the Black Trans Prayer Book, my friend, my kin, Wit, everybody.
Hi, thank
Hey,
you.
Wit.
That poem was beautiful. That was really amazing. And thank you for the introduction.
You are so sweet. Go on, love. I'm going to go on backstage. Go on.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm really glad to be here. So the first thing I'm gonna read is one of my contributions to the Black Trans Prayer Book. If you haven't gotten a copy yet, you definitely should. It's really cool. So it's a contemplation for disabled, ill, trans folks. It's to be recited aloud or read and heard in silence while engaging with a beloved personal object in a way that is accessible to you, i.e., holding a favorite photo of yourself, sitting in a favorite chair, laying under a favorite blanket, meditating on something that you love about yourself, etc. Repeat as many times as personally necessary. I am not broken. I am not damaged. I am not a burden. I am not a curse. I am not the result of divine punishment. I am not the remnants of my ancestors' shortcomings. I am not the product of faithlessness. I am here. I am worthy. I am powerful. I am whole. I deserve the fullness of an accessible faith. I deserve the fullness of an accessible world. I deserve the fullness of an accessible life. Part of the reason why I wrote that is because oftentimes within faith spaces, regardless of what the faith is, a lot of times disabled people and chronically ill people are viewed as a product of some type of sin or some type of lack of faith. And not even if it's not your own lack of faith, maybe the lack of faith of some ancestor that you don't know. And so I feel like a lot of us need to be reassured often that being disabled, being chronically ill, there's nothing wrong with that. It's part of who you are, just as much as being trans, gender nonconforming, agender, however you identify, is also part of who you are. It is who you are, and you shouldn't be ashamed of it. So I wanted to share that. This next piece, I've never actually performed it anywhere before, so you know, y'all bear with me. But the title is "A Long, Long Way from Home," and the song portion of it is an arrangement. It's from an arrangement by a singer named Carol Maillard. So I'll read that now. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Oh, sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. A long way from home, home. A long, long way from home. Blessed are those trans folks who raised ourselves. Blessed are those trans folks who learned to self-soothe when no one else would offer us blessed assurance. Blessed are those of us who have inherited ourselves. May we also inherit the earth. Blessed are those trans folks who have been our own mothers and our own homes. Calling out believer, true believer, true believer. Yes, I'm a long way from home. You know that sometimes I'm a motherless child, a long way from home. Even if I'm a motherless child, and I'm my own home. So that's that piece. And the last thing that I wanted to share is one of my favorite songs. I share it almost every time that I perform. It's called "Don't You Mind People Grinning in Your Face." For me, it's a song of encouragement because I feel like a lot of times as trans folks, people try us real hard. You know, we walk down the street and people will laugh in our faces sometimes. People will disrespect us to our faces in front of entire groups of people. And sometimes in front of people that we love, they'll disrespect us too. But we still press on. We still get to be the marvelous people that we are. So I just want to share that song. And that's going to be my last piece for the night. Don't you mind people grinning in your face? Don't you mind people grinning in your face? So just bear this in mind. A true friend so hard to find. Don't you mind people grinning in your face? Your mama will talk about you. Oh, your sister and your brother too. They don't care how you're trying to live, but they'll talk about you still. So just bear this in mind. A true friend so hard to find. Don't you mind people grinning in your face? They'll jump you up and down. Lord, they'll spin you all around and around. Just as soon as your back is turned, they'll try to crush you down. So just bear this in mind. Oh, a true friend, so hard to find. Don't you mind those people grinning in your face? Never mind those people grinning in your face. Don't you mind people grinning in your face? Good night, y'all. Thanks for coming.
Can we give it up one more time for Wits? Can we give it up one more time for Wits? So if you are on the interwebs watching, you can leave a comment, you can leave a blessing. Thank you so much, Wit, for all your blessings, of what you shared, for your song, for your poem, for everything that you've just gifted us with. I don't know how everybody else feels, but I know I'm feeling it in my chest and in my tear ducts a little bit as well right now. Thank you so much for that gift. Thank you for that. Okay, I'm going to actually invite back up my lovely co-host. I'm going to invite my lovely co-host. Dane didn't know she was getting invited back right now. She did not know that. But here she is.
I'm like,
you're like, yeah, it's you, love. So I just wanted to thank, thank you to Wit. Thank you to you as well, Dane, for the piece, The White Woman with High Ceilings.
oh.
That piece. I appreciate that.
I was thinking too, I forgot to ask Wit for their Venmo and all their, like, so they can get some tips if somebody want to leave some tips. So everybody else who backstage know to be ready to say your Venmos and your PayPals and things too.
Yes, Wit, if you could put in the chat, if you wanted to put in the chats what your Venmo is. I see the private chat lit up. Y'all can't see it on the YouTube and the Facebook, but we see
on the
YouTubes. On the YouTube.
Oh, awesome.
Okay. At Wit Lopez. At WIT Lopez, which is LOPEZ on Venmo. So if you're on the Venmo, at Wit Lopez. So please check out Wit Lopez on the Venmo, and please put some donations into their Venmo account. Thank you so much.
Yes. Oh yes.
Thank you, Azure.
Make a joyful noise, honey. Okay. Yes. Everyone. Shall we welcome up our next guest?
Well, before we did that, I actually had I wanted to share a quick thing just in case people were not people that are watching us maybe on either yours or my YouTube or Facebook, just to let people know what Visibly Articulate is. So the place that we're performing this weekend, and so the event that we are organizing this performance for, is Visibly Articulate. And so for people that don't know what Visibly Articulate is it is a 3-day multidisciplinary arts festival hosted by TransVisible that features trans and gender nonconforming artists. It was dreamed up by TransVisible's lead organizer, Spirit McIntyre, who is also its head curator, with lots of incredible support from Rita, like rhythm, but replace the M with an A, okay? Shotani, TransVisible's core team member. If you want to know more about TransVisible's incredible work in the TGNCNB I2S community, the trans/gender nonconforming, non-binary, intersex, two-spirit community. You can visit them at www.transvisibleHub.com. So please make sure you check out TransVisible and Visibly Articulate at transvisibleHub.com. Yes. So I just want to make sure we acknowledge the people that are making this event possible for us. You know, we are so grateful to be invited as the Black Trans Prayer Book to share some of our work and our words with y'all this evening as part of that festival. Yes. And now I would love for us to bring up our next performer. Yes.
Everybody, all right. Everybody, welcome to the stage. Another contributor of the Black Trans Prayer Book. Welcome up an amazing filmmaker, videographer,
Yes.
poet, Audria LB, honey.
Hello. Hi, I'm here now.
Hey, boo.
My name. Hi, I miss your faces.
We miss your face too.
I know. It's like I remember the retreat. It was like it was just so sweet, right? Like, you know, when the Rona goes away and we can raise some more coin. Maybe we can do another one.
Yes, I would
Retreat
love to meet
too.
y'all again in DC or somewhere else. Like, I'll be there when Rona has had a couple seats.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're gonna let you get to doing what you do best, and we will see you.
All right. So hi. Oh wow, I'm alone here now. My name is Audria LB. My pronouns are they and she. And I'm going to read some poetry to y'all. Maybe something else. We gonna see how I feel about that. So the first piece that I'm gonna be performing is one that was included in the Black Trans Prayer Book. And so the next two pieces that I'm going to be reading both have like suicide mentions. So if that is a thing that would be triggering or difficult for you to hear, experience, and so on, like this is your warning now. So this one is called Red Lipstick and Blistex, and I don't have any of my poems memorized anymore. And so, I am from Red Lipstick and Blistex, suicide attempts and panic attacks, Bibles and Nintendo 64. I know who I was meant to be, but what's more important is who I turned out to be. I am glass blown from rose quartz sand. I am the R&B voice pouring through my mother's car stereo. I am nobody's fool but yours. I bring you daylight glinting off my glossy pink lips. I bring you cannabis and tobacco rolled meticulously in brown leaf. I give you prisms to bend love light into your own direction. I bring you, nope, I already said that. I tell you that I am not divine. I tell you that I am but a drop in an ocean of human wastefulness, that I am potential squandered, that I am green rays of light cast into outer space, that I am not the woman that you know. I ask myself who I am, and I do not respond. I leave the bitch on red for 54 minutes until I've decided that she has waited long enough. My lips move as though I am sleeping, and earth falls from my mouth. I create worlds. I carve songs from wooden love. I give you universes built from coded light. I am free. In the lines on my hand, I am free. In the locking of my hair, I am free. From the scars I have inflicted, I am free. And I am loved. So that was the first one. And then the second one is one that is called Hey Girl. And it is a piece that is a letter to my younger self. Hey girl, I know you like to be called that. It's definitely okay. I'm going to say this as gently as possible. You are a beautiful disaster. 2015, 2016, and 2017 are not about to be very kind to you. And frankly, you're not about to be so kind either. You're going to struggle a lot with boundaries, who you want to have in your house, and when you want them gone, who you want to sleep with and why or why not. And you're not going to learn this for a while, but it's okay to say what you want. It's okay to respect your needs. Just like maybe try to be a little more tactful about it. Your mood is going to be all over the place, and some people are going to have a lot of opinions about how that should be managed and what it means. You're going to be on some awful medications that will make a lot of things a lot worse. You're going to get aggressive, suicidal, dizzy, lethargic. And I really don't know what to tell you except to hold on. And it's okay to advocate for yourself. And it's okay to not have it all figured out yet, but sweet Jesus, don't just do whatever the fuck you feel like doing with your meds, darling. You're going to say and do a lot of shit to your friends, and I need you to know that they're real ones. Because they're still here after all this time. It's your own insecurities that cause you to lash out, but please just have a little more faith in the ones you love. And there will be boys. And more boys. Some of them you're going to sleep with, and some of them you're going to sleep with a lot. And some of them are going to be your boyfriends. And some of them aren't going to respect you at all. And sweetie, I know you're grown, but it's okay to say no sometimes. And it's okay to respect your own needs. Just try not to jerk someone else around so hard while you're figuring that out. It's okay to not be a boy. You've got a lot of notions about what it is to be trans, and just about none of them are correct. It's going to take some time to figure out who you are, but in the meantime, it's okay to just be yourself, whoever that is, instead of who you've been told you're supposed to be. Try not to run yourself into the ground, strip your gears, and burn the midnight oil in the daytime. And I don't even know why I'm telling you this, because you're going to do it anyway. Because it's all you know how to do. But it's okay to not do the absolute most at all times. And I wish you'd learned that a little sooner, but you'll get there. Please apply for jobs. It's intimidating, I know, but it'll get easier, I promise. And this one's a hard one, which is why I saved it for last. But honey, you're going to learn to love yourself. And it's going to be an ugly, treacherous journey. And the destination looks nothing like you've ever imagined, but that's okay, because it is so worth it. It is so important. And I'm sure this is a little scary to hear, but eventually it'll be the thing that keeps you alive and keeps you living and keeps you pushing always for the better for you, not for anyone else. And girl, as disastrous as your beauty is and as beautiful your disaster, I hope you know that you're going to live past your 20s. And you're not there yet, and neither am I, but we're going to get there together, and I know we will because I love you. You don't have to love me back right now, because you don't know me yet. But that's okay. I didn't know me either. And we'll get there. Cool. That was the second one. And am I going to sing? Haven't done vocal warm-ups or anything. I'm just gonna go ahead and let the rest of my colleagues perform. Yeah. So thank you for listening to me. Thank you for this time. And
Work. I love how you were like, I haven't done my vocal warm-ups. I was like, child, neither have I for like a month.
oh damn.
Honey.
Mhm.
Thank you so much, Audria. Thank you. Thank you. I was like this.
Listen, we're gonna.
That's how I was feeling. Um, All right. So should we call up our next artist, Mace?
No, I just want to make sure we give it up one more time for Audria. So in the comments, make sure you give it up one more time for Audria.
Oh, Audria, what is your Venmo?
Audria, where'd you go, Audria? So we have to so we'll get Audria's Venmo to y'all by the end of the show today. I think Audria didn't just log out of the visible stuff. I think
Audrey was like, I'm out. Have a good one.
Audria's like, I have to go.
I'm out of here.
We're gonna get you, Audrey, because we're gonna get you some donations. Okay, we're gonna get you some donations. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll get you Audrey's Venmo and Cash App to y'all ASAP. Yeah, but I'm feeling really blessed by poems today. I don't know how you feeling, Dane. How you feeling?
I feel the same. I was just texting Audrey. I feel this. Gosh, but I was just showing my phone on the fucking StreamYard. I feel like everyone's all of these artists are amazing, right? Like amazing people, amazing wordsmiths, and so I got a little bit. I was like a little bit choked up, and I was like, oh okay. I was like, all right, okay. I said, okay, Dane.
Yes. So thank you again to Audria. Yes. So I think so let us know in the comments. Are y'all ready for our next performer? Let us know in the comments. Are you ready for our next performer? Because we have a brilliant performer up for y'all next. Who is all the things? I would say, how would you describe them? I would describe them as so definitely a filmmaker, definitely I would say historian. I don't know if they describe themselves as a historian.
Yeah.
I would say someone who is making sure that that Black trans culture, not just in the U.S. but worldwide, is acknowledged.
Absolutely.
Centered. I would say someone who has added such a rich, necessary voice to the fabric of community, to just making sure that, again, that we honor just the ancestors we come from, the elders and deities that we come from. I think, absolutely. So I'm really excited for y'all to hear them coming up to the stage, right? So so I guess without further ado, we would like to invite Shay Adebanjo up into the stage and to share with us some of their lovely, amazing words for tonight. So again, give it up for Shay in the comments, and we will.
Yes. About to pour out some wisdom.
Yes.
I love it. Thank you all for having me. I need to laugh this. Yes, they are as sacred as our sorrows. Thank you for that.
We're going to get out of here. We'll see you in a couple minutes.
Okay.
See you in a second.
All right. Peace, everyone. My name is Shay Adebanjo. I use they, them pronouns. I'm queer. I'm trans. I'm Yoruba. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you a couple pieces. I've never read them in this way. As part of a feature-length documentary that I'm working on. It's going to be the first queer and trans Orisha storytelling documentary that will come out. It's named Afro Mystic, and I'm going to read you some pieces around Orisha and where we stand as queer and trans folks. So I hope you enjoy and get some wisdom out of them. All right. Give me a second to pull it up. Okay, perfect. Olodumare, the sky is opening and there's a strong presence that wishes to make an appearance. Their feet touch the ground and suddenly their eyes close as they fall asleep on the ground. The next day, as the sun peeks into the room, there sits a soul that not many know, but revere. As they touch the freshly cut hair and scalp, we see their full lips under their white beard, dressed in all white, with beaming eyes just wide open. They step outside. They acknowledge Eshu, but Eshu misses the opportunity to say hello. A quick wave of the hand and Eshu greets them the second time around. They look to see Oshun and Oya with Logun Ede in the distance. There are others nearby, but the sun is blinding them a bit from seeing far away. Greetings all. Let's give thanks for a new day. We are all here in our truest form. Know that I got you and will protect you. You are my creation, my children. Eshu laughs and Olodumare turns to them, staring them up and down. What's so funny? Olodumare asks. Eshu steps back. Nothing, fam, nothing. You know you're the real MVP in this place, right? Olodumare rubs their fingers through their beard. Everyone observes Eshu and Olodumare, knowing them to be tricksters and also keeping everyone in check. Olodumare sits on the earth to start divining with Iya Osun on the tray upon Ifa. Olodumare states to Eshu, why are you playing with me? It doesn't give me the time to deal with all the queer and trans folks who've been kicked out of home, the churches, and the temple. They've been knocking on my door. They have questions for me, wanting to know, ask for their Ori. I had gifts for you all. Hey, but you continue not to be aware of time. Let it go, fam. Eshu winks and walks away. So that's the first piece I want to share. And I also want to add, these pieces were created out of community workshops where we talked about orishas and storytelling and our place as queer and gender nonconforming folks, both here in the diaspora and also in West Africa. And so these stories are pieces of what we created out of these community workshops, and they will be a part of the film. The next piece I want to read for you all is entitled Laguna Day. Laguna Day is approximately 5'9", with skin the color of twilight. They have almond-shaped eyes, one turquoise blue, the other the color of cognac. Their brows are dark, full and straight. They have lush lips and a Nubian nose. Their small ears, slender fingers, and delicate feet are perfectly proportioned. They have a runner's build. Their voice, neither high or low, is soft and warm. They sound like the river walking, gliding over rocks. They wear a blue tunic embroidered with peacock feathers and loose cotton pants in the same shade of blue. They must feel the earth beneath their feet, and so is nearly always barefoot. Around one wrist are 3 gold bangles. They play with them from time to time. Laguna Day stands in confusion. They appear to be looking for something or someone. They notice person 1 and person 2 across the stage staring at them, rapidly fanning themselves. Person 1 makes a serendipitous crotch adjustment. Laguna Day winks at the pair, who quickly scurry off stage. Laguna Day, see, this is the deal. As much as I love being a prince and hunting with my father in Lay, being a princess and dancing with my mother Oshun, it has made me into something that no one else will ever understand. After consulting a large map, Laguna Day begins walking. Confused again, Laguna Day makes a wide circle with their right foot and stumbles through a hidden gateway, coming face to face with Yewa. Yewa is several inches taller than Laguna Day. With skin the color of terracotta, she's heavily muscled and bears a proud, handsome face. Her hair is intricately braided. Her sharp black eyes miss nothing. Her voice sounds like whiskey and shadows. She wears a simple burgundy shift that is belted at the waist with a string of cowrie shells. There are leather sandals on her feet. She carries a shield through the cemetery, lightly dragging it across headstones as she goes. As she turns around in 360-degree angle, we see Laguna Day. Laguna Day, you must be desperate indeed if you found yourself in my domain. Tell Mama all about it. Laguna Day, I want a companion. Some have expressed interest in me, but I confuse people. When people are confused, they hurt me. No one stays. All I want for you is to make me look a little more, age. Please help me. Yewa, okay. Laguna Day says, okay. Yewa, okay, beloved, but I need you to do something for me first. anything. Get on your knees. Shh. Put your hands in the dirt. Look me in the eyes. Look at me deeply in the eyes, Laguna Day. I see you. I know who you are, and you are a child of the divine. You are perfect, whole, and complete. Do you see you? Suddenly, Yewa pulls her hands out of the dirt. She grabs her shield and shelters them both under it. Oshobo, Ofolona, Losa Rhodes, flies over their heads, whistling, and we see Yewa and Logun Ede together. That's the end of that story. And I think I'll end with saying this film, these community workshops are really based so that people remember, because it's easy for us to forget in this society that says we don't have a right to be here. This piece comes out of people knowing that they are loved by the divine, by Olodumare, and that we have a right to exist in all of our gender fluidities, in all of our fullness, in all of our queerness and transness and our gender nonconformity, that we are loved and no one can take away our relationship with Olodumare or the divine. And as we walk in this world, may we continue to gather with a community who love and support us and see us for who we are. And it might be easier said than done, but to remove ourselves from places where people don't see or love us. And so know that you are loved. You have a right to be. You're perfect, whole, and complete. You are a child of the divine in all the essence. So I'll stop there. Thank you, everyone, for this time and opportunity.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
What's your
Yes.
Venmo?
My Venmo is at Sheyi, SEYI dash Adebanjo, ADEBANJO.
Okay, perfect. Yes, thank you. Also, I want to shout out that just to make sure that we also get Audra's in. So Audra's is AUDRALB. So at AUDRIALB for Venmo, and Cash App is $ Audrey LB. So same spelling, same name for Cash App. So just to make sure that we get everybody's Cash App and Venmo in there. So again, thank you so much, Sheyi, for your blessing, for your words, for your story, for everything. Thank you for blessing us. Yes.
Thank you,
inshallah.
love.
Thank you. Yes. Good stuff. Okay.
And
And
also,
so,
like, if anyone's out
Wait,
there,
Dane, I can't hear you. Is that me? Is that
you
me,
can't.
maybe?
What? Shay. Hello, can you hear me now?
I don't know. I think that's me. Is that me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear
can
me?
hear me. I can't hear you. People in the comments, can you hear Dane?
Can y'all hear me
People
in the
Dane?
comments?
Hold on, is that me?
Oh.
Oh, you can hear both of us. Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's just, I don't know what that is, Dane. So it's on my little iPad. So y'all, I'm on my iPad today. I don't know what is going on. I'm having a weird technology day. So I just want to name it and claim it. I'm having a weird technology day. So so if anybody else is having a weird technology day, that's where I'm at in the world. So thank you. Yeah, but I guess Dane, if you want to introduce our next performer coming up to the mic.
I'm like, is Mercury doing shows? All right, y'all. So everybody, we would like to welcome you back, Naoma. You back? Oh no, okay. Everybody, welcome up to this. Listen, everybody seems to be having a lot of technical difficulty today. Everybody, welcome to the stage. Someone who I have known for a very long time, a brilliant playwright, a brilliant cultural critic. Welcome up to the stage. Hey, friend. Azure D. Osborne Lee.
Hey y'all, what's up? I had to pull my hair back into a ponytail because it was getting hot in here. And then I realized I had turned the AC off and it was just fan. And I'm like, oh, I'm the cause of my own problems. Huh. Anyway, so thank you for that introduction. Dane, actually what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go with the flow. I'm doing what other folks is doing. I bet y'all didn't know I have written poetry. I'm a published poet because my primary form that I take right now is playwriting. But I'm going to read you some of my poetry and we're going to keep it cute for time. You already know we're going over. Please bear with us. Like we're trying. Anyway, this is called Homeland. Wide skirt, won't apologize for anything. What for? Why should she? Silence, long silence rolls. Why for? Why won't she? Warm hands held round empty jar, poured out last of life. Wind whistling through middle gap, singing so loud, long lost dreams of wife. And salt water drip, 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 hold tight. Sigh, breathe now. Don't call she names, speak no sound words, no cough, no rattle, no more. Silence, long silence rolls, sweep away what she can. Wide skirt and sorry for nothing, once found, homeland. Okay, so that's called Homeland. And just so y'all know, the she that I use is spelled like that. Just put it in the comments because you can't see that when I'm reading it out loud. All right, so this is called 3, and I had said I wasn't going to read 3 anymore, but you know that was a different time and era. That was almost a decade ago. So 3 is a little bit of a spell, and yeah, let's just keep it going. Count to 3. Hold your breath and count to 3. Feel 3 heartbeats, thump, 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 and turn. Here I lay, preparing myself to sleep the shaman's sleep. Candles lit 3, all 3 dressed differently. 3 wishes, 3 prayers, shouted silently, whispered loudly, set afloat into the universe. 3. Here I am again. This you can expect. I'll write you letters like anyone who ever got near. I'll write you letters when I'm far away. What to wish for? 3 things. Love, what kind? Prosperity, turn your hand. Divinity, look sideways. 3 things to know, 3 things to recognize, as always. Darkness and the fight. Thoughts resurgent land tilled night after night until rich loam turns brittle. Break into it the promised land? A carrot left by the fire longs to meet the red heart of things. Fresh, pulsing darkness, rich red bleeds, meets orange and breathes, stops, then starts, heavy, wet, breath. Close your eyes now and breathe. Here's a trick someone whispered to me. To have more, find yourself a silver dollar. Spit, shine, and oil. Carry it in left hand, tuck up in your sleeve to keep it warm. How to call to the heart of a lover. Turn inside out and look around. Murmur soft words. Heart turns deaf ear. Sighs softly, refuses to yield. Still. Thumps loud now. 3, 3, 3. Knocks on doors, hidden in mirrors, locked away in closets. Ghosts. Missing the candied wide eyes, innocence and power. Curled up like snails. All gone now. No turning back. She said, he said. Say 3 words and you'll lose your soul. Okay, so that was 3. I'm also going to read you, we're going to transition now into a little prose. So I'm going to read you the prose from the book, Lay Book, by the book, this book. So yeah, I'll read you that. There's some spells in here. I'm not going to read the spells, buy the book for the spells. Okay. In my first time of great suffering, I learned to pray and talk to my ancestors in the same way I saved my pennies, by walking. Each day I walked for 35 minutes each way to and from school. As I walked, I sometimes listened to music, but inevitably each day there would come a time when I would pause the music and begin to talk. As I began to work up a sweat, the fervor of my seemingly one-sided conversations would increase. I'd vent my complaints, express my worries, and prepare new plans of attack. Sometimes I'd prepare a special prayer by walking through crossroads the way a man in a Chicago metaphysical shop taught me. 3 sides, then a diagonal cross. As I made my way through the intersection, I tossed 3 pennies and a prayer over my shoulder and not look back. My spells and prayers then were reckless, characterized by the passion and short-sightedness of a neophyte. Through struggle and reflection, I came to realize what was truly important to me, and eventually, I made it through that time, much humbled and somewhat wiser. In my second time of great suffering, I have exercised restraint that I never knew I had. Through the hardest nights of my life, I have clung to what I know to be loving and right. I have not released my shadow self upon the world. Because I now walk less, I pray whenever I can, whenever I need to. I use my tarot cards as one tool to guide and sustain me. Each day I draw 2 cards, first asking, who do I need to be today? The answer was the magician. And next asking, what can I expect from today? 3 of Cups was the answer for today. These are questions I started asking when I first began to develop a relationship with the tarot about a decade ago. Asking these questions now gives me a daily ritual and a way to deepen my relationship with my practice. I use what talents and wisdom I have to help me along. Here are some of the spells that have helped me through. Read the book, buy the book. I'm done.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'll put my links in here.
Yes. What's your Venmo?
Yes.
What's your Venmo?
Oh, it's I'll drop it in the links. It's my name. There you go.
Good stuff.
Awesome.
And I can finally hear you again, Dan. So I feel excited about that too. Can we all give it up for Esther? Can we all give it up for them? Yes, yes. Give it up in the comments. Make sure you do a little donation. Make sure you do a little donation to their Venmo, to their Cash App, right? And as they shared, if you want the spells, what you got to do? You want the spells, you got to get the book, okay? You got to get that book. So please.
Work.
So please. So thank
and
you.
where
again.
Can they get the book, Mace? Where can they get the book?
They can get the book from the lovely website of theblacktransprayerbook.org. And that's the place to get it the most accessibly, right? The most accessibly is at theblacktransprayerbook.org. So please check us out and please grab the book. If for whatever reason you have problems affording the book and you might need some help getting some folks to get you some reparations so you can get the book for our Black, trans, and non-binary folks, you let us know and we will find the exact people to get you the reparations, to get you the book. Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me tell you something. Azure's good for that, baby. Azure be on motherfucking Instagram.
13 reparations funded copies. 13, honey. This book is $40. You know how much money that is? Calculate it, okay?
Right.
So Azure's been on it. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, love. All right. See you both. All right, everybody. Well, welcome up to the, I guess we did run a little bit over, but you know what though? We're having a good spirit-filled evening. Yes, so because we're having a good spirit-filled evening, sometimes the spirit
it needs to move you a little bit longer.
It just needs to do what it needs to do.
It cannot be contained to an hour. Okay, we do not contain the spirit for an hour. Okay.
So everybody. I guess we should just go on to our next performer then, because the spirit is telling us to do that. Everybody, come on, welcome to the screen. I want to say welcome to the stage.
Listen, can I say something real quick? So Jay Scales, I just want to say thank you that we declare the victory over the technology. I just want to say thank you for that, because we are going to declare a victory today over any technology that seems to do us wrong. Okay. Yes, and Shay just shared their Venmo in the on the YouTube comments. So Shay Adebanjo, so spelled SEY-ADEBANJO. You can find them there on the Venmo. So please, again, send us your little reparations and your blessings, your love offerings to their way for all these beautiful poems, all this history, all this things that people are sharing with us tonight. Yes.
Oh yes, honey. Oh yes. When I was little, right? Because somebody said, "Come on, deaconess." When I was little, I was like, "Well, I want to be the first lady of a church." Because the first lady, they were the celebrities, honey. So here we are.
Here we are. Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
So everybody, I guess we should go on, right? Go on and move on to the next performer. Everybody, welcome to the stage. You know, one of my many children,
Yeah.
one of my babies, an amazing poet. Also, you know, everybody's an amazing poet. Everybody's a fierce old, you know,
I mean,
thought leader child.
you know, all the artists that we
That's
know.
true. That's true. Because I was like, wait, I was like, am I starting to sound the same for everybody when I'm talking about them, bringing them to the? Hold on, but it's
about the people that you got in your circle. Okay.
that's true. But it really is
Yeah.
because everybody is so like everybody.
Yeah.
Every contributor is really so brilliant, right? And so, it's like, what can you say different?
I would say so. Our next artist slash poet slash theologian is someone that to me is one of the few folks, especially in the small circle of what it means to be a queer Muslim in the U.S. and beyond, is really
yes.
sitting with people and really kind of creating the content and creating the resources that many of us are going to benefit from for years and years and years to come. So I'm so grateful for the ways that they have poured into other community members. I'm so grateful that they decided to be a part of this and that they said yes, you know. Yeah, and so I know they're going to bless you with their work and their words tonight. Yes.
Oh yes. Welcome to the screen.
Hi, can
One
you
of
hear
the
me?
babies. Yeah.
Yeah, we can see you. How about
Okay,
that?
yay. Hi, my name is Naima. Y'all were super wholesome. Like, my housemate is here, and we're just like, oh my God. Y'all are super wholesome. I love y'all so much. One, thank y'all because y'all are amazing. And I always tell y'all are so intentional and so beautiful and so loving in the way that y'all held me accountable, that y'all have loved me and all of my bullshit and still saw the best in me. And so thank you, because I think that is wonderful. And there's not enough thank you and gratitudes for what y'all have done for me and like what y'all keep doing, not only for myself, but for other folks who are trans, non-binary, and just like the amazing grace that you have. So thank you. Thank you for what you do and keep doing.
Thank you, Lord.
I love y'all.
You know I love you, child. You know I love you.
Baby.
We're not crying before your set. You gotta do your set. We're not crying before your
Baby,
set.
the whole
I
thing is
know,
right now.
right?
Man, oh my God. Man, I'll have to come down right now, baby. The glitter and the rum, man. I can't. I'm a sad baby. I love it.
See you in a second, love.
Well, go on, do your thing, child. We're gonna go backstage.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Naima. My pronouns are she, they. I'm a queer, non-binary femme. I'm also a poet based in LA. So I'm gonna be doing one of my contributions to the Black Trans Prayer Book. If y'all did not get y'all book, go run that up. If y'all ain't got no money, go find some money and go pay for somebody else. Cause you know what? We bring it in for it. So yay. Okay. So this is a ritual for Oya, a Yoruba Orisha. And this piece for me is like really important for me, as you know, being a queer Muslim and figuring out for myself what it means authentically to come back to my roots and to come back to it in the way that is beautiful and authentic and transparent and vulnerable. And this whole process has been something of like, it's been beautiful. It's been impactful in the ways that it's come back to me. And I really had to like go to like the deepest, darkest parts of myself and reach emotional bottoms for me to be like, okay, you still have to keep going and taking out layers. So this is what this is. So this ritual, you can use it for cleansing, added layer of protection. Colors you can wear are red, purple, black. So this is how we start. You have your right hand over your heart, shoulders back, and then you inhale through your nose on a count of 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Then you exhale, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we do a second breath. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're going to inhale this part by yourself as I read the prayer. Inhale. If this is a prison, I want to stay with her, be with her, pray to her. If this is an act of God, may I praise thee in glory. Oya, protect me from thyself, to never leave you in this life or the next. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the difference to know that with you, I'm never alone in my times of need. I call to you to remove anything that no longer serves me, to scythe out all the dead leaves weighing me down, so I can too channel my growth and bloom, to flourish like you, my goddess. Help me transform the turbulent storms into a calming ocean, to appreciate both, love both, be both. Ashe. And I just want to end this ritual by saying that as gender nonconforming folks and trans folks, that we are valid, we are present, we are always enough. And thank you to ongoing community for loving and validating me in the ways that I never knew that I needed, and affirmed me and supported me. So I hope that when it comes to ongoing community, we are thinking of the ways that we can be intentional and radical in the ways that we love each other, affirm each other, provide resources. And just remember, it comes back to us, comes back to each other, because we really all we got. I'm going to end it with one last poem. This is called Nepa. There was always a price to pay for freedom. She knew that when she drank me. No one could have told her otherwise. See, it's cyclical, the cycle of life, death, transformation. I am the sirens luring you into the pellucid waters, coaxing you in for your sweet demise. I can see you in my reflection. Being crystal clear has never stopped people who refuse to see the blinding truth. Once you are awakened, you can never go back to sleep. She knew the price of what it meant to drink me. The wrath of a scorpion awakens inside whoever consumes the elixir of Nepa. I'm the absolute power that drives you insanely mad. I'm the truth you refuse to acknowledge. I'm the key to salvation. I'm Kukau. You called me. I never needed you. You needed me. In the deepest part of her crumbling heart, she knew I could help her. Once she became me, I could see through her murky eyes. And I watched like a black panther, nesting over the baobab tree, waiting, my mouth slobbering of the warrior blood of my predecessors. There he was, the devil reincarnated to humanly flesh, sitting as if he had not put his ferocious hands around my delicate throat. I mean, her throat. See, it took a village to raise a savage of man. Any man that uses abuse as a form of power and calls that love will always crumble by the blinding light I possess. I walked over as if I knew my reign of power would end with her. I grabbed him by his glorious might, by his cowardly throat. His screams of agonizing terror invigorated me like a breath of fresh air. Hell has no fury against a scorned Scorpius. As he laid crumpled on the floor in the fetal position, walking away to sit in the middle of the village of massacres of women who come to me with a gift of crippling desperation. See, it's cyclical, the cycle of life, death, transformation. I'm the poison that turned the village into a bed of lotus. Thank you.
Yes, I love you. Did you say your Venmo and things?
Yeah, did you say your
my Cash App is at Naima was here. Yes, that is it.
How do you spell was? Like I know you hit. How do you
W-U-Z.
Oh, that's why I'm asking. See why I asked?
No, that's solid. That's fact. That's fact.
I'm over 35, so I would have spelled it the regular way and been caught up. You know, like they'd be like, I'm trying to give a blessing, okay, to the youth of America here. Okay.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
I'll be checking in. Spelling is very,
That's important.
Spelling all the languages and all the ways and all the dialects that we exist in. I just want to make sure I'm spelling the dialect you speaking it in. Okay. And spell out. Okay.
That is hilarious. Thank you so much again, Boo. And thank you. I know it took a lot for you to have to deal with your technology to get here tonight. So
is Mercury retrograde? Is Mercury retrograde today? Is Mercury
I'm like, is Mercury doing shows? What's happening?
Is it Saturn? Like, what is it? What is messing with technology?
What is the tea?
we need some of our astrologers to come together today and tell us what is good with technology today. Okay.
Correct. Also, just so everybody knows, I have a correction. So the book is $45. So if you're wanting to donate some coin, please go on and send, as your $45. So that they will then order the books, the reparation funded books for folks. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
But also, let me just tell y'all something, because I know how y'all like to play. Y'all like to be like, well, I spent $45 on a book. That ain't all you got to do for reparations, baby. So just so you know.
Listen. That's ongoing. So we don't know who else. So yeah, we see some of our friends watching, which is beautiful. So Natalie Falk, I want to say hey to Natalie. I want to say hey to Jay Scales. I want to say hey to Spirit. I want to say hey to all the folks that we know that have been blessed to be in community with over the years, in addition to the folks that we've sort of organized for today.
Yes.
Those of you.
Oh yes. Oh hey Rochelle Faithful.
Hey Rochelle, yes. Hey,
who is one of the contributors of the Black Trans Prayer Book. I see you over there, boo.
Yes.
Well, okay, y'all. Well, you know what? It has been such a beautiful evening. As you can tell, it's getting real dark outside. Because I put my light on behind, right? But we do have one more. We do have one more artist to bring up to the screen, and I don't know. Like, did you still want to go? We're running over time. I don't know. Did you want to still go? What's the tea?
I have my pieces together today. I have a couple things to share with the people. So I think if people got space for me in their hearts and their minds today, I got some words. That's what I got.
All right. You gonna go on? And then when I come back, I'll do the benediction. I'm kidding, y'all. I'm kidding.
Listen.
Oh, I'm joking. All right, then. Let me tell y'all something. I love J. Mace III. He is an incredible artist, a fabulous friend, a loving brother, and he literally is so fucking smart. And the ways in which he talks about culture and love and healing, communal love. Because sometimes they get a little bit shady with romantic love.
Listen. I return it. Okay.
And he moves with such intentionality and integrity, and he is one of my favorite collaborators. He is constantly operating within the realm of this work, and the realm of community, with a clarity that offers space not only for accountability, but for restoration as well. And so, I know he's probably like, what you talking about, sis? And I'm like, you know what I'm talking about, bruv. And so I really, really love him, y'all. And I really, really am grateful that we could, collaborate, not just on this piece, but on many other things as well. And so everybody, I would like to welcome to the screen our last artist for this evening, my brother, my friend. I think that he is single. So if anybody thinks that he is cute and you want to date, go on and hit him up.
Wow.
He did not know I was going to do that, y'all. He did not.
That was a little much.
Go on, hit him up. It's fine. Whatever. That's how he's supposed to be.
Listen, I think your friends set friends up, and like we'd all be a lot happier because we're not all good at picking the people,
But some friends cannot set other friends up, child. Okay, that's another conversation for another day.
I've been on some friend dates, some friend set up dates, and some friend sponsored dates. I was like, I don't know if we could be friends. Actually, like I have to. This is what you think about me.
Correct. Baby. So no. So anyhow, all right, y'all. Well, now I'm just being silly. All right, I love you. All right, go on, do your poems. Go on.
I'm done. Okay. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna close this out for tonight. So I'm gonna start with a short piece that is in the Black Trans Prayer Book. So let me know if you're ready for a couple more pieces. Let me know in the chat or in the comment section. So I actually have to. I don't know about y'all. I know that many of us we've been quarantining or we've been essential workers or things like that during this time. I know for myself, I actually have to take a plane ride this week, which I was not expecting to do, but I'm going to be catching a plane. So I'm going to read this meditation for Black trans travel, which is, like I said, in the Black Trans Prayer Book. Okay? So let me know if y'all ready for meditation for Black trans travel. Okay. Fuck the TSA and every body scanner that thought they could embarrass me. May the fingers of whoever pats me down in public or in private rot the fuck off. Fuck every state agent that thinks looking at my genitals will better inform them if I am a terror risk. Fuck the DMV for misgendering me on this expensive ass ID. I am the truth, the light, and I will always reach my destination fully intact, humanity and all. No misshapen government-approved weapon formed against me shall prosper. Inshallah. Okay. So that's piece number one. And I just say that to myself as I'm going through the TSA line. I just say that to myself to get myself in the right mood to get to that plane. Okay? All right. All right. And so this piece I'm going to leave y'all with, because I'm only going to do this one last piece just for time, and just knowing that I wanted to kind of leave us on a piece that centered us as Black trans divine beings. And this is a piece that for me was one of the first pieces I ever wrote around just trans divinity, period. Okay? And it's called Josephine. She asked if she can talk to me about Jesus at 3 a.m. on the C train, because something about my trans face means clearly I'm on a path straight to hell. I've come to expect this type of reaction from strangers at least once a week since the first time I was exercised at 16. But today I've grown tired, and I've decided it is my turn to proselytize. So before you do any of that, I want to know from you, have you heard the good word about Joseph of Genesis? See, Josephine, Joe of Genesis, favorite child of Jacob, aka Israel. When asked what you wanted, you desired one thing, a ketoneth passing. Pastor called this a royal coat, and Joe, I had never read the Bible before. Found you and kept reading. Josephine, I got to 2 Samuel. Realized your coat of many colors was a princess dress. Joseph, your father must have really loved you, because he got it for you and you wore it with pride. Joe, when your brothers saw you in your flowing dress, in your glory, they became enraged. I am sorry for the beating you received. Sorry they destroyed your dress and smeared it with the red paint of your swollen veins. Josephine, did you know they told your father you were dead? So he never come looking for you. Never knew your brothers sold you as a slave into Egypt, and once you were stolen from your home fields, the earth dried up. Joe, the very ground on which you walked, mourned the loss of its genderqueer child, and all the plants died. And the animals no longer have the will to live. Josephine, your family nearly starved. Saw the formation of ribs where once there grew flesh and belly fat, and they, hungry and desperate, traveled into Egypt. And what must they have seen, Joe? See, in Egypt, people discovered you. Not as just gay, not as just trans, they saw you in totality. You went from slave to leader over lands. That you were, Josephine, as magnificent. And your family couldn't even recognize you through the glare of divinity, but you saw them shivering in fear, waiting to hear what this regal leader might say. Wondering if your spirit might see fit to grant them the grain needed to survive. And Joseph's love broke through the darkness of resentment, and for the first time, your family saw you, as magnificent. For it was your word that saved them from starvation, dear Joseph of Genesis. aka Josephine, aka Joe. I'm claiming your story for every trans kid told that we're unholy. I'm claiming your story for every queer told that in order to love, we must let our faith die. I'm going to put it in a pocket over my heart, next to Ruth and Naomi, next to David and Jonathan, next to Hegai and Deborah, and seat them at the last Passover with Jesus and Lazarus. Yes, I am taking Jesus with me too, dear pastor. To you who claims your words are from God, whose book has been pledged to King James, know what allegiances you keep. We have been lying about my people for too long. Okay. Thank y'all so much for having me. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for having me tonight.
I was like, that's it. Okay, all right.
I said I was going to do 2 pieces. That was my 2 pieces. We was already over time. Okay. I said 2 things. Okay.
Listen, thank you so much. Thank you to all the amazing contributors who blessed us tonight with their words. Thank you all so much for watching.
Thank you to Wit. Thank you to Audria. Thank you to Shay. Thank you to Naima. Thank you to Azure. Thank you to Naima. Thank you to
Audria.
did I say Audria? I said Audria.
I don't know, child. Did you?
Okay.
Okay.
We're going to say it again. Thank you to Audria. You get blessed twice. Okay. Thank you to everyone that spit a word, spit some history, spit some prayers for us tonight. Thank you again to my lovely co-host, Dane Figueroa and Dee. Thank you to Visibly Articulate. Thank you, and TransVisible. Thank y'all so much for having us here. And of course, to everyone that is watching, wherever they are in the magical lands of Black Trans Brilliance. So wherever you are.
Yes, honey, trans people are divine. Divine.
Yes.
All right then. Well, I'm about to go. Sleep.
If you would like to, what did you say, Dave? What did you say?
I said sleep.
Yeah. If you would like to further support the Black Trans Prayer Book, again, you can pick up the book over at blacktransprayerbook.org. You can also contribute to our GoFundMe. We are doing, of course, a documentary off of the book. So if you didn't already know, this lovely book that took us 3.5 years to create with all of our fine contributors is going to become a documentary. And we would love for people to help us create that project. And so if you would like to contribute to the GoFundMe, you can do that. Or we have a few other folks doing fundraisers for us in different parts of the country. Or if you just know some pots of money where people want to support Black trans people doing the work, you let us know. We would definitely love to talk more about that. So that's what we're working on. And we're excited to be in community with y'all.
Yes. Come on now. That's it. I just wanted to add that.
You just want to do that. Yes.
All right, everybody. Thank y'all so much. Have a beautiful evening.
Thanks, y'all.